Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 2 in this best of 5. Vici Gaming are looking good. After a very shaky start in game 1, they bailed it out. Had a little bit of luck, a little bit of buggy Dota on their side, but played well in the end. They are leading 1-0, 2 wins away from a trip to Los Angeles.
Yeah, this is it. We're going to be finding out by the end of tonight which team is going to be joining DK as the Chinese representatives at the summit. Well, the proper Chinese representative, because DK is like an SEA mix, so I don't even know if you can call them a full Chinese representative. But
We're getting dangerously close to some nationalistic tensions here.
what do you mean? You represent your country when you play sports, esports, whatever it may be.
Esports goes beyond the state borders, gods. Come on now. Everyone knows that.
Just saying.
We're all brothers together.
We're going to have our first fully Chinese team at the summit. That's a fact.
Yes. Well, unless you mean ethnically Chinese. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get it messy and complicated. But guys, it is very simple now. Game 2 is underway. Newbee need a win here. If they lose this game, they are on match point. Vici are the rest of the way. So let's hop into it.
Yeah, let's do it. So game 2, Newbee need to bounce back here. They're going to be playing on the dire side this time around. Interesting, they actually ban out the Lycan themselves when they're on the dire side. I guess Vici Gaming do a first pick, and they've actually that makes sense. You don't want to give away first pick Lycan, even to Vici Gaming on Radiant. Silo is pretty beast on that.
Yeah, Sylar's Lycan has probably been the most impressive Chinese Lycan, I would say.
They've Vici Gaming in this tournament, I think they're 2-0 with the Lycan. Both times they've gotten it, they've won. On the Radiant side, teams have been like, yeah, it's a Radiant Lycan. DK can beat it. We can maybe beat it too. Vici Gaming say, hell's no. We're gonna just destroy with it. Silo, yeah, he was.
It's wrecking time. Look at these bans from Vici. TA ban, Invoker ban. Interesting.
It helps when you've got the first pick. You can do those niche bans on the TA. Like game 1, we saw Newbee ban out the AA and the Sand King, which are both in the pool here.
They've left Bat in the pool. This is the first time Bat has not been banned in a very long time in Chinese Dota. I would say, at least in this tournament. In this tournament, Bat has not been banned in like 6-7 series.
Yep.
Like he's been banned every single game, and well, it's first pick Bat.
It's because they can get AA Sand King, and I think those are going to be the 2 picks we see in response. I don't think there's too much.
You got to get at least one of them. Yeah. I mean, what else would you get? Centaur is the other obvious choice, but he's banned.
Taken, yeah. But I think the AA Sand King is like the obvious response to this, but Newbee maybe don't want to go for what's the clear-cut answers to things necessarily. But we'll see.
Anytime you get Bat, it's a good draft for you.
It's the ROTK Bat of all things. I saw some people tweeting at me when I was like announcing, or even in the Reddit thread when I announced the grand finals, and like, are we going to get to see ROTK lasso some creeps? And this is the game. Batrider in the pool. They screw AA, screw Sand King. They go Enchantress Nyx. Newbee like their Nyx, but a very early Enchantress pick.
Seems like Newbee do not want to let Vici just pick those greedy supports and farm the jungle, and well, can put a lot of pressure on the lanes with this Enchantress pick. But picking it this early, Vici will have plenty of time to plan their response.
Yeah, I think this is where they pick up a stronger support duo. They may get like the AA Rubik type combo. They get the AA for now, but
he's a good choice. He's like you said, a stronger laning support.
Yeah.
Going Sand King here is a bit risky because that's something Enchantress can play around. Your Sand King's just going to be all farming, getting his Blink Dagger up as quickly as possible, and Nyx can also just look to gank him as soon as he hits level 6 with the Carapace and the Sandstorm, and then follow up with an Impale Vendetta.
All right, well, we'll see what the plan's going to be from here. Vici Gaming banning out the OD. Newbee will have the first pick coming out of this last pick stage, so they can kind of try and open up with a nice 1-2 punch with their last ban and their first pick out of this stage. But Nyx, I think Newbee is going to go farming Nyx just because they've got the Enchantress. They'd rather a better support duo like to be ganking with, but not a sure thing.
Yeah. They also banned Dragon Knight here, and this is something you have to worry about when you play Vici Gaming, is their 5-man strats. The Pugna, the Dragon Knight, both are definitely options here, and Pugna not the best pick generally against Nyx, but in the context of an overall pushing strat, could definitely work. Lifestealer gets the ban from Vici.
Yeah.
Lifestealer, well, Newbee did have the first pick coming out of this, but Lifestealer actually is a great pick against the Nyx Assassin, so must have expected Newbee to go for it very early. And truthfully, I would say that or Morphling have been Hal's most successful heroes. The Weaver, sometimes, but I like the Morphling or Lifestealer a bit better.
Yeah. I think the Lifesteal ban's really smart. Lifesteal's just become such a... I mean, it's great against Bat, great against Nyx. Lifesteal is such a good hero just because the only hero with like a built-in BKB that's spammable. It's like, what, 15-second cooldown on Rage? I never know spell cooldowns. I just free ball it. You know like the rough idea, but we'll see what carry they go for instead. But neither team having picked up their carry just yet. Morphling and Weaver still in the pool. Newbee ban out the Sand King. I mean, Sand King AA, like Sand Kings can be a greedy support, but he can also fight early. And like a Sand King AA can just straight up kill an Enchantress. It prevents the Enchantress going for that offensive jungle if you want to, but I don't think Vici Gaming will be too bothered by that. They still have the FY Rubik if they want it. We've seen a couple ESAAs as well, so this may be an Earthshaker game even for Vici Gaming with Sand King taken out.
Yeah, he's a
Earthshaker
decent counter-pushing support, just with the long-range creep aggro drawing in the fissure, and also pretty strong defensively, which is good against Newbee's heroes. The Enchantress likely to go for a lot of early pressure and ganks, and yeah, I think Earthshaker is a possibility here. Mirana's also sitting out there for both teams. You talk about it every day, gods, but we've not seen a Mirana yet.
Oh, Newbee take them around the Rubik themselves, so bit of a deny pick as well as just I think being a really good support to team up with the Enchantress. So it'll be Nyx probably off lane for Zhao Wei, but if they want to run it mid, they can. I like this from Newbee. They've revealed like nothing about their draft. Even when you have an Enchantress, like you can go offensive tri lane. You can play more greedy Enchantress. You can just play like a more standard, like get a couple levels, go smoke mid. You can smoke, or you can go for the fast push on the offlane tower. So you can do a lot of things with the Enchantress, and it doesn't really tell too much about Newbee's strategy.
Yeah, I don't know how worried Vici are about all those possibilities, though, because they have Bat and H Apparition. H Apparition will contest any tri-lane very well. Bat will win a 1v1 against most heroes, and whether he goes mid or offlane. So, sure, Newbee haven't revealed anything, but I don't see anything hugely scary that Vici can't deal with thus far.
Yeah.
Like, had they gone for greedier laning picks, I think that would be a big concern, but I think Vici are well equipped to deal with pretty much any strat right now. But now they'll have to tip their hand a bit.
I agree. I think Vici Gaming have put themselves in a position where they're not committed to anything. And
the Super Alk.
Yeah,
it was very effective for them the past few days, and this is, honestly, to me, I think you should ban the Alk over the DK against Vici.
DK's a bit scary for the push. Like if you're not gonna have counter push, you want to ban the DK. But
yeah, that's true.
If you're gonna have enough counter push, yeah, I agree. Ban the Alchemist over it. But
they don't have much though. They only have Rubik, so that is a good point.
Yeah, like it forces you to pick good counter push if your opponent's gonna get DK Batrider and potentially
Pugna,
potentially some other like Luna, any other good pushing carry hero like you.
Speaking of Luna, she's been ignored a bit. Still quite popular in the Western scene, but not so much in Asia lately.
It fits Newbee's draft pretty well. Like Rubik, Enchantress, Luna, Trilane, like that's scary stuff. So
that's legit.
Could be the option, but I think the other big carry still in the pool is the Morphling. Morphling not good for Newbee against the AA so much, but for Vici Gaming they may be eyeballing off the Morphling.
Yeah, I like Morphling for Vici, and Morphling H Apparition is very strong. Gives you the option to do a greedier jungling support, because those two on their own can handle most lanes, though maybe not the Luna tri-lane.
The other carry Vici's been picking a bit, especially against more push-oriented drafts, is the Gyrocopter. So if they want some additional counter push and just early fight, I think the Alchemist Batrider is enough, but if they feel like they're going to be going up against a very heavy push, maybe they get the Gyrocopter just for the early cooldown presence.
10 seconds.
Yes.
Gyro matches up pretty poorly against Luna, though. Luna I've always found just does really well in that, at least ultra late game matchup.
Yeah, well, it's just kind of a different style. Like, the Luna wants to take early towers, Gyro wants to farm his BKB, then fight, or at least get level 6, then fight, and both teams would have their timey windows in that case.
Yeah. Weaver's still good.
The other option for Vici is they don't go for a hard carry. They could go like Shadow Demon Mirana, and that's a very strong tri-lane as well. And you still have late game. You've got Alk, you've got Bat, Ancient Apparition is a good late game support. Mirana, who can scale decently with farm, so... And it can contest any tri-lane very effectively. So, Vici have their options open here.
Yeah. I really like the Earthshaker pick. I think that may be what they're thinking of here. They're going to go Witch Doctor, though. Ooh. Haven't seen the Witch Doctor here and there. IG have been running the Witch Doctor a little bit, but...
The Paralyzing Cask is very nice against creeps, with the 5-second creep stun. So, if Enchantress dives you, just cast the creeps and the dive's over.
Okay.
So maybe that's what they're thinking, is just a support to counter the Enchantress ganks.
And then they don't reveal their carry just yet, so this is where Newbee pretty much knows. Ban out heroes like Morphling, Weaver, if they're afraid of it. But Vici Gaming, you mentioned something like the Mirana, you can easily offensive tri-lane with that if you want to put Bat safe lane solo and have a scary tri-lane in Witch Doctor AA Mirana.
Void ban? Well, you see Witch Doctor Ancient Apparition? It's a smart ban.
I forgot about this here, and it synergizes so well with that draft.
I don't know. I can't recall Vici running it though. Like DK
Silas run it at least once. I remember he had one game and he did really badly on Void.
Okay.
It was ugly. Yeah, I was casting with K-pop and he played a really bad
for the
Faceless Void.
WVW finals.
Yeah. He did not have a good Faceless Void game, but he's played it a couple times here and there. But
Needs to watch some Bernie replays.
yeah, needs to watch some burning replays. I agree.
Panda Ban, Vici, a little bit worried about the 5-man just death ball of Newbee, and I think it's a style that Xiao 8 teams like to run, and B, it would synergize well with their pick. So Panda Ban, not too bad.
Yeah.
It could be in theory that solo mid Nyx, and I guess it will be with this profit pick.
They are going heavy push. So Vici Gaming know
I
they're
think we
up
are
against.
going to see the aggressive tri lane here.
I think I think that's actually a good way of maybe somewhat, not so much a direct counter to the push, but go offensive trialing if you're, well, from Vici Gaming, they can go offensive trialing though.
Both teams can.
Well, it's like we're on offensive trialing, so we fight your trialing.
Well, Newbee can offensive quad lane, because they've got the profit.
No,
So.
that's a good point. I think Vici Gaming, they want a good carry that can actually help early to fights, and that may be the Gyrocopter here.
I would. Lone Druid.
Okay.
The Sylar Lone Druid. So they may just send this mid to crush the Nyx 1v1. Could also send him offlane versus Xiao 8 and then tri-lane these other 3 heroes for Super. Normally Super goes mid. So I guess the default lanes would be Super mid, the offlane Bat for RTK, and the defensive tri-lane Lone Druid, but they could consider trying to get a 1v1 matchup for Sylar, because any 1v1 he gets this game, he will win.
Lone Druid tri-lane is just like, the supports aren't really doing much in the tri-lane. If anything, you'd rather they go like offlane with the Bat, maybe? I don't know. I feel like
I honestly think the Alk tri-lane would be really strong, even though I don't expect it because Super always goes mid.
Yeah. You can still go for that kind of like phase boots mech build even if you're in a tri-lane. So you don't have to play like I think you don't want to go Grievel's Greed build here. That's
10 seconds.
Can you imagine Alk stun into chilling touch right clicks into a cast maledict? That's like half of the Rubik's health instantly the first stun, let alone the follow-up.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a tough tri-lane for Enchantress. Can't gank that. If that happens, like Enchantress will be like, okay, I'm going to go for smoke gank, but it's not going towards the tri-lane, it's going towards the Lone Druid's very susceptible to Enchantress ganks. That's the main problem with Lone Druid in like a safe lane solo or solo mid role. Yes. Enchantress smoke ganks will be headed towards Sylar because with either a Nyx or a Prophet, like Sylar will die to the Enchantress ganks.
Well, that's where if he goes offlane and they correctly predict Newbee going aggressive tri-lane, then he'd be fine. Yeah. But Newbee, despite sending the Luna down bottom to start, she actually just pulled a Tango to Xiao 8 and will be heading top. So, well, introduce the teams now. Newbee trailing 0-1 in the best of 5 winner. First team to 3 games, comes to Los Angeles, joins DK here. The prize pool just clipped 110,000 thanks to the support of viewers like you guys. We really appreciate the outpouring. It's only been about a week since the ticket was added to the store, and already what started as an $80,000 prize pool now up to $110,000. If you haven't picked up the bundle yet and you want to support the teams, grow the prize pool, maybe help us reach some stretch goals, definitely consider it. But either way, thanks for joining us here for the broadcast, and here we go. Game 2. Banana on the Enchantress for Newbee. Sungshung playing that support Rubik. They'll get a very early D-Ward. Great start for them. Mandy Baby, a.k.a. How, will be playing your safe lane Luna.
Mandy Baby Reno.
Mandy Baby Reno. And then Moo on your solo mid Nyx, and that does leave the director, Xiao 8 himself, on the off-lane Prophet.
Well, leading 1-0 here. On the Radiant side, we Vici Gaming. We've got FY playing a support Witch Doctor, Fenrir on the Ancient Apparition. Sylar going to be playing the safe lane farming Lone Druid, Super mid Alchemist, and finally in the off-lane will be ROTK on a Boots first Bat Rider. So both teams going for the standard safe lane, tri lane, solo off lane. Not really. We've seen offensive tri lanes just fail so many times. So I kind of like this from Vici Gaming, although we haven't seen Newbee go for too many offensive tri lanes. But
yeah, both teams this game had very strong offensive tri lanes, but it is just such a risky play.
Yeah.
Like you lose and you go defensive tri lane, your off laner's feeding, you might be able to come back. You go aggressive tri lane and you lose that lane, game's probably over.
Well, we lift some damage out on RTK at top. He's gonna be fine, but yeah, casual harass.
They've got a lot of kill potential, though. This is a lane where Batrider can definitely go down, especially if Banana gets the right creeps, which Dark Troll Warlord to start. He's got 2 smoke, so looking for aggressive movement from Banana early on.
Yeah, Firefly's being used very early, so that's actually going to be on cooldown top lane. Meanwhile, bottom, ooh, no RNG on that cask.
Not a good lane for Xiao 8. He is, even just against the Lone Druid, you'll struggle, but especially with the early level disadvantage, he is going to have a tough time, and to make matters worse, there's an Observer Ward here spouting out all his movements.
Okay. We'll see if he backs off. He's used all his mana now, so actually he's got clarity, so we'll see. He's going to maybe hope for a 2-minute rune and stay around as long as possible. And I think the timing for Vici comes from when they get that first siege creep. That's when they'll try and pressure this tower, force RTK off the lane, maybe, Xiao off the lane, maybe even go for a kill. And similar story from Newbee. When that first siege creep comes, they'll look for that very, like, 3.5-minute push. So I think we'll see both teams pressuring their safe lanes, the other team's off lane, around that 3 to 4 minute mark.
Agreed. RTK will move towards the top rune. It's about to hit the 2-minute mark, so we'll see the first significant rune of the game, potentially. Still no smoke yet from Banana, though. He's found a Centaur. He can pick up an Ursa Hellbear Smasher here, and it's a decent combo. You do need that setup stun, which Mu has. They'll find him in the river. RTK. There's no rune, though. It spawns bottom, so the fun's over, boys. I'll go pick it up for super. No, denied by Xiao 8.
Alright.
That's annoying.
He sees it's a haste, so it's you definitely want to take that away from the bottle Alchemist. Alchemist with haste is scary.
Yes, that is. That hero, like, if he gets the acid spray stun off on most supports, it's over half their health, even at this stage of the game. And give him a haste rune, he can right-click you enough to solo kill you, let alone if there's follow-up. Very scary.
Oh.
33-8 record on this hero.
That's a beastly record.
That's what I'm telling you, man. I mean, his Dragonite record's not bad, but Super Alch is legit.
A lot of that goes back to when Alchemist was, like, super imba too. But
he's been very successful with it even since the changes, though. Like, they've won at least 3 or 4 games since we've just been casting the playoffs of the Summit.
Well, we'll see. Vici Gaming support's being kept distracted by these treants. It's actually blocking the camp here. Oh, no, it's they're going to get the pull camp here. But oh, no, treant comes in. It's too late. Oh. They almost blocked the Radiant Pool there with the Treant Micro, but RTK just oh no, Xiao 8 a little bit off. Keep getting the offlanes mixed up.
No. Alright, speaking of RTK, there was a smoke gank from Banana, but won't find anything, and some precious time be wasted here. Smoke ganking the bat, if the Firefly's up, it's just a very tough gank. It's actually a gank they can get when the Firefly's down, but he's been reserving it and playing it quite safe.
When you go for that smoke gank like on an offlane hero, it needs to work. Like, you invest a lot.
Yeah,
just for an offlaner too, so.
The smoke, and more importantly, the time, and now you're not threatening mid. Super's left alone. He'll get his level 4 up. Bottle's still here, and still has his pool tangos. Hasn't really been under any pressure.
Yeah. Both mid heroes trading farm very evenly. There's a 1 CS difference between them, so.
Yeah, same for those 2 safe laners. So farm trades are quite even so far, and the supports, well, the one who's really struggled is this Witch Doctor. FY only, well, just hits level 2. So never mind that. Just a dead even game, really.
Yeah.
Actually, Newbee with a slight lead, but it feels pretty even.
Yeah, it does. But both teams not pressuring the towers too much. Like, Enchantress could be, like, you go for that smoke gank where you were trying to kill RTK. It doesn't mean if it doesn't work, like, you're not actually getting the tower to follow because you can keep the treants up or keep the Firefly up the treants up for Xiao 8 and just try and just stall these pushes as much as possible, which so far has been both teams have been really successful at.
Yeah, RTK has hit level 3. He's got the level 2 Firefly. The other thing is, even if Vici are a bit behind, oh, he TP's top. This could be the first blood. Centaur's ready for Banana. He's also going to have access to the slow, but RTK can just Firefly over the cliff. He'll get caught by the stomp to start the fight. Then the lift follows, and a nicely executed gank secures first blood for Newbee. Off to a good start.
And well, meanwhile, bottom lane, Vici Gaming are going for the trade here, trying to get a kill or possibly just a tower, but TP's coming in. That's Sansheng showing up, gets the first blood, shows up, and this is going to just help stall this push as much as possible.
Oh, that value point in Voodoo Restoration. This spell is so good at level 1. 16 heal and an AoE for 8 mana per second. You max it, and, I mean, it's hardly even worth it. It gets expensive.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of pros actually go max cast Voodoo Restoration with no Maledict. It's actually been... Yeah. That's what Kuriki does on Witch Doctor when he's played it, I believe. Yes, no, maybe?
Oh, okay. They changed the sky. Okay. Yeah, it used to be much better at level 1. Like the mana, I guess they changed it, so never mind that. Yeah, Maxi it seems legit.
Mana top is, looks like he's going to go down. Possible return kill on RTK. One more Lucent Beam, not up for a couple of seconds. So RTK will get out of there. Vici's first kill of the game, just to support Enchantress, but they do hold the tier 1 tower most importantly.
And they are farming the Lone Druid quite well. Sylar goes for the early phase boots. This is the stage of the game where the Prophet may just have to abandon the lane, because a single root can probably kill him at this stage.
Super's done a good job stacking Ancients while checking runes. Makes that stack as well. Gets a regen rune, so he can actually farm this stack fairly soon. He's got 3 in the acid. Maybe wants that level 7 first before he does go for it.
Yeah, this is super at his best on Alk. If he goes, especially if he goes Radiant, you can check. You can rotate around like the 538 mark or so, and just go stack the Ancients, and then after you stack, check the Rune as well. So already a triple stack, and soon it will be a quad. I'll have a pause, a quick disconnect from the Nyx.
Yeah, he'll be hitting level 7 like and then gets that 4th stack and probably farms it, so he can have that sub 10-minute mech for the team. With phase boots, he can show up. He's already got the TP scroll, so if there are any tower dives, he'll be there, especially for the top lane where ROTK is doing a good job so far holding the tower. Like, that's where I don't... Like, unfortunately, it was first blood, but, like, as an offlaner, like, dying there for ROTK is not too bad because he's just keeping his tower alive, so making the most out of the offlane, still getting some decent farm and XP. He's going into the jungle now on the Batrider, but if that push ever comes again top, that's where he's got the TP to go up there and try and stall it with Firefly.
Yeah, and also he can start stacking the jungle now. He can make this a triple stack, and he's gotten lucky. No golems, can go for the Satyr Mindstealer creeps as well, and potentially RTK. I'd say around like a 10-minute blink if he's not contested, which is a pretty good timing. You combine that, then you go to the mid game. You've got your Bat Blink, your Alchemist just getting his stun maxed, and the kill potential is fearsome. Newbee actually... I think my biggest worry is just how squishy these heroes are. Yeah. They have 5 squishy heroes. Maybe Nick's a bit durable with Carapace, but everybody's easy food for that combo.
Yeah, and look at Vici, like, when they have that mech up, they can just dive towers so freely with that, so... They haven't got the best, like, supports to dive towers with. A can throw Ice Blast, which is nice, but Witch Doctor's not the best chasing Lone Druid neither, but Alchemist, Batrider are going to be the 2 key initiators here.
Yeah, and just the Enchant Brush and ult. It's just those 3 who will be trying to create space while... Witch Doctor fuels the push, drops the wards, and Lone Druid farms. Yep. So, early on, decent lead for Newbee.
They need to get towers soon, I think. I feel like the Enchantress hasn't done too much this game. I mean, gave up Vici's only kill. I feel like Banana needed to either be getting successful smoke kills. Like, they got the 1 kill at top lane, but need to be getting that as well as towers. And or needed to be ganking Super on mid lane. Like, they weren't any ganks towards mid, which I guess it's hard to kill Super with just a Nyx, because, like, by the time Nyx gets level 6 with the Vendetta, Alchemist has Chemical Rage, but... I don't know. Yeah, I feel like Banana's just been pretty ineffective so far on Enchantress.
Well, the first smoke gank, it was a good idea, because they had dewarded the Radiant Observer top, and RTK was playing in the dark, but it's bad. It's a tough gank if he's got Firefly ready.
Good ideas don't cut it, LD.
Well, sometimes, like, what you just got to get lucky there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe could have gone for Alk instead.
Well, once you deward, he almost doesn't need to go for the smoke. He can just go for the backstab Son smoke.
Radiant's top tower
That's
is
true.
under attack.
Well, even then he wouldn't have gotten a kill. He would have just been sitting around wasting his time regardless.
I love this play from the Alchemist. He misses the Ancient stack, but he just throws the acid from the low ground.
Yeah, from the low ground.
And tries to get the stack. Doesn't actually succeed, but it starts killing off the Ancient stack with that.
That's the super special, man. He's been doing it for months. And they'll take the tier 1 top. Here comes Vici Gaming, working on tier 1 of their own, and this should be just an even tower trade so far. The teleports will come in, but it's a level 4 Rubik. He's not stopping this push.
Yeah, they need more TPs from key heroes like a Nyx. It's not going to be there. And
that's why poaching that tower last hit.
I'm not big on that. I think like support's getting farm and getting a kill hero there is nice, but like this is tower goal what Sylar needs for his Radiance or his Midas.
Yeah, if it's like an Ancient Apparition or a Visage, Witch Doctor farm is nice, but Lone Druid's a hero that wants to accelerate his farm with one of those big items that you're mentioning.
Alright.
Moo will scout out the Ancient stack, though. A lot of it's already gone. He'll just try and take an Ancient Thunder Lizard here, Thunder Hide, and he'll be successful, but almost dies to the dragon. Oh, he'll pop Vendetta.
Yeah.
They actually had a ward. Super maybe could have channeled a stun from the low ground.
It hits daytime now, but yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
Depends how quick the
Nyx
Nyx is on the Carapace.
But
or the well, yeah, you have to Carapace first.
Yeah, you can just Vendetta, or you could just Vendetta and then you stun yourself. I guess you could throw the stun from the low ground.
Yeah, they hit a ward, so. Either way, Super, up to 1,400 gold. He'll be the early mech buyer for this team. The main things they need are that mech, RTK's Blink, and they'll want to work towards, I guess at this point he's just going Relic. Doesn't seem to be interested in the Midas on Sylar. As for Newbee, Midas coming for the Prophet, Luna, I think her item really tells the tale of how they want to play this game. If Mandy Baby goes for, if Hal goes for an early Dominator, the early Yasha potentially, then we expect to see more farming from Newbee, but should he go towards a BKB, then will know they want to take those mid-game fights.
Bracer can buy a full drums fairly soon. It's not really the best BKB game, although you do want to tank up a bit, which is where drums is kind of nice. But like there's Lasso, there's Lone Druid Entangles, there's Witch Doctor Ultimate, A Ultimate. A lot of stuff with BKB just isn't going to help that much against.
Here comes the smoke. They have their level 6 on Moo, hasn't popped yet. Also has a double damage rune, so this Vendetta, it's going to do some work.
Yeah, well, Moo's probably going to lead the way, pop the Vendetta fairly soon, just so the smoke doesn't get revealed from anyone on the high ground. Doesn't use it just yet, but
Smoke still has
Vici
quite a bit of
seem
time left
very
on.
aware that something's gone astray, because they're just hugging their tower, not willing to show at all.
This is just really good map awareness, because the lanes are actually not in the most obvious spot for a gank.
Yeah.
Like,
Nyx could,
top lane's pushed in. That doesn't suggest a gank. Mid lane's pushing in. It's only bottom lane that's even past the river.
But Newbee, this is still okay because they've got 5 here, so they can just get a T1 tower. Like it's a smoke for a T1 tower, which isn't the end of the world for them. It's not like, and Vici Gaming during that time they were hugging their tower, not farming either. So it's not like they were getting out farmed during that period. But Lone Druid does rotate mid, which is smart because he can actually continue farming towards his Radiance here. No point trying to defend a T1 tower when they're not ready to fight until at least the Radiance is up, possibly even. I mean, you need a bit more beyond that even.
Tower goes down, and until the blink comes out, until the level 6 comes out in H Apparition, Vici are just not looking to fight.
Vici will get scary soon. Like
Moo's gonna find RTK. He might be able to delay his blink dagger with a kill here. The Firefly ends though. That means no easy carapace.
Hasn't got much backup, and this solar kill.
Prophet ult does it. Nice snipe by Shao 8. And without that, they don't get the kill. The Alch might stun himself. In fact, he will. He is in ult form, so he'll heal up, but Moo gets out safely.
Really nice gank there.
That is the hero to shut down. Even more important than the Lone Druid.
Yeah.
Sure, his relic is coming, but
it was so close to his
the blink is what Vici need to put pressure on the map.
Yeah. When Vici get the blink on Bat and the mech on the Alchemist, their team fight's gonna be pretty scary.
I think Super has mech actually. I believe it's flying out on the courier right now.
FY's got his own. So a lot of these nice early game items, they're getting pretty close to being ready to fight.
On the side of Newbee, Blink is coming soon on Moo, and BKB being worked on by the Luna, but I think a mech is going to trump those in most fights.
Beating that back to the Blink is nice, although that depends if you actually find a fight before he has his Blink as well, which maybe they're going to go try and force the issue at some of these outer towers.
RTK is not going to be allowed to just free farm lanes. They've got aggressive wards in the top lane, nice ward in the jungle. They will try and shut him down.
Yeah.
They've already done it once, and it does create space for Sylar, who is still your lead CSer by a few, but the Luna, with that, I believe she got the tower last hit top, is still a bit ahead in terms of net worth.
I get the D ward on that lane ward at top lane, so
oh, nice.
Make things that little bit safer. Nice awareness from FY getting that. But neither team really looking to commit too much for anything. And I think for Vici Gaming, that's definitely the right call, but it's Newbee who maybe want to try and impose themselves a bit more fairly soon.
Yeah, I agree, because Ancient Apparition ult, it should be coming. Fenrir is still level 4. They need to secure his level 6. That is very important for them in the mid game, but once they have it, assuming they get it, if Sylar gets a Radiance, Luna has a BKB, Newbee have to make something happen with that, or they'll just get out farmed, and their late game's not amazing. It's decent, but I would much rather have Vici Gaming's lineup late game.
Yeah. I mean, normally what you see is like A gets given like a solo lane to get XP, but against this draft, against a Nyx, against a Prophet Ultimate and TP, against Enchantress, like you can't be solo in a lane getting XP because you'll just feed and give away kills. But here we go. Tier 1 mid tower.
RTK bought his Blink, but he's going to die again, it looks like.
Alchemist is going to stun himself as well, so no counter initiation coming out.
Cask is stolen. That's a level 3 cast. The Eclipse comes through as well, but not doing much damage here. FY sprouted up and take a Lucent Beam to the face, but the mech from Super keeps him alive, and they lose RTK. Still got the Blink before going down, and already Relic out. This is a 13-minute Relic with Phase Boots. Super looking for a stun here. Can he find anyone? Shao 8's the ideal target. They'll connect on him. Is there an Entangle follow-up? Blinking from Moo. That's a stun on 2. Mana Burn's there as well, but fortunately for FY, he's out of mana. Then the creeps get in the way. They block him out from this. He can't quite isolate anyone. Sylar dropping low through the Sprout. Then the lasso from RTK. It's been stolen by the Rubik. No, the Chemical Rage was what's stolen. Now Mandy Baby on the run. The ult didn't do much. Super runs him down. Gives him the right click. Gives him the slap chop, and down he goes. And now RTK looking for more. The TP out from Sangshung. That won't happen either. 2 heroes dead. Vici Gaming cleaning up. They lost their Luna. She bought her BKB recipe first, and they'll try and pressure top, but Lone Druid Radiance coming very soon.
They just couldn't finish on off. They blew the Eclipse a little bit early, didn't get kills from it. Nyx went in, couldn't get a kill with his Impale mana burn, so...
That was
Newbee
kind of
just-
bad luck. FY just happened to have no
Yeah.
mana left.
Newbee just struggled to actually secure the kills, which is ultimately what cost them there. And they haven't got the best line for actually finishing off any heroes. Like Luna not the best chaser. Prophet doesn't have the items to really be TPing in dangerously in this Enchantress. Only just now hits level 6. So now, even just having that little bit of extra damage from Impetus can make a nice bit of difference.
Yeah, that would have gotten them, I'd say, at least 2 kills in that fight. But MVP of that fight was the mech. The mech definitely turned the fight. They'd already lost Bat, and they almost lost the second hero. And had that happen, they would have at least lost the tier 1 on the top of that, possibly given up more kills. But the mech kept one alive. They were able to stall long enough for the Bat to respawn, come back in with a lasso, and turn the fight. So mech, very strong item. The more you know.
Well, do Newbee have a mech coming? I don't
No,
know
they
if
don't really have a
can.
natural mech carrier. Who's going to build
No.
it? Nyx?
Nyx is probably your
Prophet
best
could.
bet.
Should Prophet be building a mech instead of a Necrobolt?
No, I think you need the Necro ASAP. But I think Nyx can maybe go for the mech, but more often you see like the 4-staff next. So we'll see what it's going to be. But Sylar getting close to his Radiance. He's just 200 away, and that Radiance is going to be pretty scary.
If they don't have a mech and Vici have a mech and a Radiance, I don't see Newbee taking team fights, honestly.
They can split.
They can split push and they can gank, but they cannot team fight.
Yeah, and with like Prophet Nyx, I think they're quite happy to just go for that kind of split push gank style. Luna may have a BKB soon, so I mean, how in theory can be ready to push with his team, but apart from the Luna BKB, I just don't feel like they have too much more on top of that to fight against the Radiance.
There's a nice lane ward here for Vici. Maybe after they clear this wave, they even go for a smoke gank. Sentry ward gets dropped, and well, it looks like they want the tower first. And Newbee, Radiance has come in. Oh, this is a difficult time for Newbee to mount a defense. And their physical damage is just not that high yet. This bear is going to do a lot of work. The lasso comes in. This all set up, of course, by the lane ward. Lasso might have been stolen here by Sunshine. No, he only got the napalm. Just a bit slow. And Eclipse, not doing enough. Well, it does get the Batrider kill, I suppose, but that'll be the end of the engagement. RTK going a bit deep.
Nyx goes down to the last Ice Blast tick, unfortunately. They will lose the Spirit Bear, though.
Oh, that's a costly loss. Sylar has a resummon. Will he go for it? A long-range stun. It connects on Mandy, baby. Man, look at the range on that thing. The Radiance Burn could run him down. Could run down Sunshine as well. It's just dropped straight back down. Not tossed back. Then the cast comes up bouncing. The Witch Doctor rolls through. He could have finished off the Prophet here, but they want Banana instead. This early Radiance winning the game for Vici. That's 4 dead. Sylar is so freaking fat now. And Prophet, all he can do is split push.
Yeah, holy moly. That was so good for Vici Gaming. They just came at the right time. Alchemist choosing the right hit targets to stun. And like there was an Enchantress right next to him, but he chased after, threw the stun on the Luna. They chased deep into the tier 2 tower. And that Observer Ward you talked about, giving them so much vision in that mid lane. And that Observer Ward is what won them that fight.
Yeah, even though RTK died, they threw a lot at him. And that meant that the rest of the heroes on Vici were free to just go in and clean up. And also, like, the Eclipse was used just to kill a bat who had already lassoed. I mean, is that really worth it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so.
If you saved the Nyx, I think it would have been okay, but Moo, he just barely died to the Ice Blast ticks. Like, I thought he was actually going to be kept alive after the Telekinesis came in, because he even carapaced the Ice Blast initial damage, but it just wasn't quite enough.
The one last thing we haven't really discussed is in the mid game, Lone Druid is just so good against Luna with the bear to tank Eclipse damage, and
Yeah.
it's just not a good matchup for Luna, honestly. Like, she needs to... She can do fine when she gets, like, much later in the game. You get Manta, Butterfly, those types of items, but this stage, Lone Druid is king of the team fight. And that's normally where Luna excels, is in the team fights.
Sneaky from Newbee. Into the Roshan pit they go. Want to use that Dire advantage to get themselves an Aegis here.
No medallion, but they can bring this down, and I don't see Vici contesting it.
Yeah, the Ice Blast not going to Roshan. It's going towards mid lane to stop the push there, so... They'll get the tier 1 tower tonight, but that just makes it even harder to contest Roche, because nowhere to TP to now, so... It seems Vici just have no idea Roche is going on. They may scout it now with the bear. It looks like that will happen, but...
Get the last hit with the Radiance Burn? No. Good effort.
So Aegis for Luna. This will make Newbee's next 5 minutes a lot less stressful. Like, they can actually fight a bit better, especially if Luna gets a BKB.
Yeah, she needs BKB. Where's their damage come from, though? Like, who's going to be dishing it out in these fights? Because Vici are fairly tanky. Lone Druid very tanky. Alk with a mech quite tanky. These supports are a bit squishy, but they're also heroes that can stay back.
Yeah.
I mean, even F-White as an Ogre Club Bird, he's fairly durable.
It feels like most of this game, Vici's just had better vision. I feel so much of their success is just coming from the warding. Like,
And they've been so on top of dewarding as well. Like, they not only have had good vision, but they've denied Newbee good vision with even, like, this lane deward that you mentioned earlier.
So they'll just use this map control. They'll take a probably uncontested tier 1 tower at top. Prophet is going for the split push bottom, but I imagine it'll be like a TP back already coming from Super, so no big deal. They can easily deal with the Nature's Prophet.
BKB on Luna, but I still think you're just farming it with this Aegis. I don't really see Newbee trying to fight.
Yeah, I think that's...
Alk almost has Ogre Club. Or, not Mithril Hammer, so BKB's coming soon.
Yeah, this is when Super gets his BKB, that's where trouble really starts for Newbee.
I wonder, I guess we'll see the Lone Druid go Assault Caress, and maybe Alk just goes straight into some, like, damage or more aggressive item.
Yeah, like Heaven's Halberd, not bad on Alchemist. He likes the Sanjin Yasha build, Super.
BKB Sanjin Yasha?
Yeah,
that's a super tank build.
That's what I've seen, I think, him do quite often.
That used to be the favored strat of most of the Chinese solo mid alks, where they would kind of transition to like a semi carry, not a hard carry alk like the good old days when the ult gave him HP, but
yeah,
still a pretty decent chaser and damage dealer. You're not running from alk with Sanjin Yasha phase boots.
Yeah,
that's for
it
sure.
Just synergizes well with the nature of the unstable concoction, where you need the chasing power to make sure you get off a good duration stun.
Well, things are looking, I would say, pretty good for Vici. Sure, Newbee have Aegis, but Vici have the stronger team fight, and they seem like they might even want to push against that Aegis. That is a real sign of confidence. I'll drop down some sentries as they go. No gem just yet. No Force Def either. That's the one thing I feel they're lacking, is this Force Def on RTK. And he's 25 gold away from it. Maybe they should just wait for that.
Yeah, they back up a little bit here. There's maybe a flank coming. Well, Banana's not really the best here to flank with. I was like, what?
Oh no! Bambi's coming! Bambi's coming!
We all know how
everybody
that story
run!
ends.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, Bambi's not the one who's running at the end of that story.
Bambi's...
Spoiler alert.
Bambi ends up in a pool of blood.
Jesus, dude. You could leave a little bit to the imagination, you know?
Yeah. Not as bad as what happened to Bambi's parents. That was a sad story.
You're upsetting me. They've gotten their Force Staff of Bat, though. And I think Vici are pretty scary right now. They can, if they really want, they can just wait out Aegis and then go fight. And
yeah,
Newbee are gonna have.
Newbee just gonna play for just late game split push. They're just gonna avoid fights, farm.
So who's Bulldog rooting for? He's in the chat. He seems to have been rooting for the Lone Druid, but how can you root against the Prophet?
Prophet versus Lone Druid. This is
who's
like
your favorite rat?
Bulldog's heart torn in two. We haven't seen the. I mean, I don't know. Lone Druid not like a proper like. I guess that your Bear Radiance can split push lanes, but Prophet's the true rat. Prophet is the rat reincarnate.
But Lone Druid has Bulldog's heart.
Oh yeah.
Well, I guess some would argue Sheever does, but perhaps Lone Druid next on the list.
If he had to choose between Lone Druid and Cheever, I think we all know who he chooses there. Let's be real.
Sorry, Sheever.
Yes, exactly. Sorry, Cheever.
Well,
if he could never play Lone Druid again, but like that, but have Sheever, I think he takes the
Bulldog Arena would definitely go for the Lone Druid Arena. Here comes the smoke. Aegis.
It's dead even on gold.
It's not expired yet. It's actually still up for 2 minutes, but Vici they know the strength of their team. They have the BKB on the Alk. FY is getting close to a BKB of his own, or maybe just an Egg Scepter. And despite this minefield of Sentry Wards, they're smoked. They haven't been spotted yet.
Yes, but Zhao Weight's well-positioned bottom lane. He's he sees no one defending this bottom tier 2, and that's like a dead giveaway that Vici Gaming are trying to smoke or make something happen. They see the Spirit Bear mid lane. Now they know where Vici Gaming are, and they'll trade tier 2 bottom possibly for the tier 2 mid.
RTK in position, and Firefly Super in the front lines. Who do you go on here? Can't go on Super, he's got BKB.
You don't go. You just let the tower go, because they're getting bottom. Prophet gets the tier 2 bottom, doesn't even have to be there, just the Necros plus Treants alone.
It's fine. They have Chemical Rage on Sangsheng. They can't lose this fight now. Alk stun will connect on Xiao 8 though. A bit too over-aggressive perhaps. Then tanks the Enchant Ult in the face. The Radiance will take him down. The Bear's gonna die fairly quickly, but there's a resummon available. It'll be resummoned right now. The tower already down. They get the root. They get the root on the Luna. Oh, that RNG. Is there follow-up? There is, with a lasso coming in, and Mandy baby, Hal's gonna fall. And that's a costly death. Battle Cry still in my Rubik. Not the spell you want here. Nice Carapace, but the Witch Doctor ult. Look at it go, baby. 2 more dead. And Vici maybe even threatening high ground off of this.
You've got Aegis, but I don't think you want to fight that. I think you just wait and defend on the high ground here. They force a Luna BKB now, and there goes House Farm. He's being forced to just buy back to try and hold the game. And
did the Aegis expire?
no,
right?
he died. He died in the lasso, then he respawned and died again. But
I was just watching the Witch Doctor roll.
A non-factor, like the Aegis.
That's what I'm saying. Is like they have Aegis, but it's a Radiance Mech BKB out. Like they can't fight that.
And you get the thing is his Aegis gets used, so like he respawns, but he respawns so out of position because of the lasso. Like he gets lassoed into 5 enemy heroes, and Newbee just can't go in. Like you can't. They couldn't stop the Alchemist stunning Luna because Alchemist had the BKB as well. Super Major BKB to get that stun off and didn't get Nyx impaled. So
well.
Good execution from Vici.
Yeah, for Vici, they're about to get a lot scarier, too. The Lone Druid Assault Cuirass is nearly complete, and they can work towards something like a BKB and RTK, at which point there's nothing to cancel Bat Initiation. If they get those 2 items, and they don't feed Newbee in the interim, the next Roche fight is such an just impossible engagement for Newbee to take.
Yeah.
So I think it's enter full split push mode. This is their only option.
Zhao done well so far at the bottom lane. They should have just been doing that to begin with. I'm surprised they try and take that fight there. Like, they get somewhat misled by the fact they have an Aegis and get overly aggressive, but they're smoked up now. They'll go for this 4-man gank squad while Zhao pushes bottom lane. I think this is the other option which works out okay for them if they can find solo pickoffs, or even just getting down some fairly deep wards on the enemy side of the map can help them a bit. But so far they're not going to find anyone.
Do get some good observer wards up, although there's a gem on Bat, so not for long.
Yes.
This was purchased by FY. This Witch Doctor has been nicely timed, by the way. He's been very patient with it, and he's had 2 good ones so far.
FY's been really, really big in this series. I mean, this tournament in general. Like, he's really kept Vici Gaming alive in a lot of these series we talk about. Vici Gaming, like, always winning series, best of 3s, 2-1. He's been like the tournament MVP for them.
You know, some people said like if they were constructing their dream team of top players, that FY would be first overall pick. How do you feel about that?
First overall pick?
Well, first let's say just in Chinese Dota. Like if you could build a dream team today, basically like a fantasy draft. Like,
I see what you mean.
So obviously he's young, he's very talented. Who would you take before him, if anyone?
Maybe Lamb. He's basically a more experienced version of FY.
Well, but the only downside is your dynasty won't have quite the lifespan that an FY center team
well,
could.
your dream team is all about the 1 year period.
Okay, no, I'm saying more like building your franchise kind of thing.
Maybe you go FY then, but
yeah, he's got that combo.
I don't think like having. I mean, there's no real age cap on Dota. I think that's a misconception. That like, oh, you get to like 25, 30, you.
Well, it's not like you
reaction time doesn't
magically
go down.
become awful, but it's more like your ability to focus on the game. Like real life gets in the way. You get married like Xiao, and then you get beaten down by Vici.
Get married like Zhao, and then you've got a wife who plays Dota as well. And
She can cook for you, so you can focus on playing more.
Dota's
No sexism in this stream.
Dota's a real career in China.
No, I'm kidding, of course, but we'll see Super. Just counter pushing the top lane, and in spite of that, they're still wanting to contest this Ancient stack. This will be some good gold for Mandy, baby. How will clean that one up. And Sylar just goes to farm. So AC online. Let's see. Probably just a Basher game next. No OD, so no need for that BKB rush or anything silly like that.
Yep. Well,
I think they just wait for the next Roche and maybe get the Bat BKB, and then we see Vici go ham.
Roshan is up. Newbee would love to sneak it again, because Vici gaming with Roshan could just be like guaranteed Brax, or at least close to that, which is where Zhao will be pressuring lanes as much as possible, and just once their lanes are pushed out and they maybe feel a little bit comfortable, they can try make their way into the Roshan pit. It's risky, but it's the kind of risk I feel they need to take in this position.
Fully agree. Vici, if they get Roche, are threatening base. Newbee need to get Roche just to keep themselves in the game, is basically how I'm seeing it right now. Even though Golden Experience are even, a lot of these heroes just aren't strong. Like, Rubik doesn't offer you all that much right now. And they just don't have answers for Bat now. That's my biggest worry. And RTK's BKB is coming soon. With a very fat Luna and a very fat Prophet, Newbee could potentially turn this, and I think the Luna actually matches up pretty well, like ultra late game. The Bear won't stand up against the Glaives, but
yep.
We're talking 45+ minute territory there.
Yeah, matches up pretty well. I think the main problem for that is Bat is like the answer for Vici gaming in the ultra late game. Like looking at carry versus carry, I think Newbee have a slight edge, but
And there's always Super, who can be the secondary damage dealer as well.
You've got Batrider, who can just have the lasso to go through BKB and to lock Luna in place. There's no real...
And Newbee have nothing on lasso. They have no swap. They have no counter for the BKB initiation.
Nyx is, like, not bad, but, like...
Well, he gets BKB.
Yeah.
Nyx is useless.
Yeah, no, Nyx is not going to do it enough. Like, maybe for locking down the Spirit Bear a little bit, but there's only so much. And Rubik this game, like, Sancheng's been doing his best to steal spells here and there, but there's no real good spells to steal. Like... Like, Ice Blast probably one of the better ones, but AA's never at the front lines. Like, AA's never in range to steal that from.
He's been stealing. He's stolen Chemical Rage. He stole War Cry one fight, or Battle Cry rather, which is just the most useless spell imaginable for Rubik.
I've seen him with all kinds of just weird useless spells this game.
Those were all just garbage tier spells. Those are bottom of the barrel. There's a few good ones. They're just not easy to steal. Like Lasso. In theory, you can steal it, but in a lot of cases, you're too busy just trying to lift the bat before he gets it off.
And Lasso in like a 5v5 team fight is not even good on a Rubik because it's a melee cast range.
He's got no blink, he's got no force. So he lassos someone and then just probably dies anyway.
Yeah, like you're not getting close. Maybe for like a Spirit Bear that's solo pushing, it's nice to have a Lasso to use on the Spirit Bear, but I think the big sell to steal is probably the Alchemist Unstable Concoction this game, which is actually like something you can theoretically steal. But apart from that, there's like nothing.
Vici into the Roche pit.
Yeah, easy peasy. Nothing to stop this one. Yeah, it gets a nice little ward at the top lane. Something that won't get dewarded, but...
is this the Puppy ward? Who was the one who did this first?
Kuroki, but I thought it was Puppy, but it was Kuroki who did the ward spot.
Okay, that is such an unusual ward. But Super's like, whatever, man. You can have all the vision you want.
I think NS was the first one who actually like did it and talked about it, but then like it was used like in like a big competitive match by Navi.
Whoever invented this is a genius, though. I don't even think you can't do this in Dota 1, right? I think that's a Dota 2 only ward.
There's a few spots around the map that you can do it on, but it only works on some of the cliffs as well. Like it's really random which cliffs it's work on. Like I've seen people try and do that like along the bottom of the map, and it just gives zero vision.
I don't know if it's that good when you already have this ward down, though. I guess this one's expiring soon.
There's some overlap.
The nice thing with this is it helps deal with the Bat Gem. Sure, he can Firefly and deal with it, but realistically, that's not an area you're likely to Firefly, because there's very little chance there'll be a fight there with the towers already down. So, it's like you gotta get creative with your wards once Bat has Gem, or you're just never going to be able to get them off.
It's a challenge at this point for Newbee to have any map vision up at all. Hal's playing very aggressive in the mid lane with his farming. He's got himself an Eagle Song so close to a Butterfly. I feel like this is the timing for Vici Gaming. They've got the BKB on Batrider. They've pretty much got all they need to just go for the push and try and take the high ground here with Lone Druid, even starting towards what looks to be an MKB to deal with that Butterfly.
The only thing that would be a nice luxury item is the BKB on FY, but that's not really necessary. That would just be a nice thing to have.
Yeah.
And here comes the push. They will TP in the Nyx to start the fight off. They'll lift the bear up, drop him down, and they'll take an impale to the face, but now Moo gets caught, punished for this one, and the lasso was stolen, but good luck getting a range to use that thing.
Why is he TPing in there? He's got no Prophet, no Luna there. Like, you're not going to defend that tower.
He didn't even scratch the bear, was the funny part. The bear barely even lost
Why
up.
did he TP to the tier 2? You TP to the tier 3 to defend. That was just a really poor decision from Moo on Nyx.
I don't know. And Prophet was just pushing top. It's not like the team wanted to fight, really.
No, not at all. Like, and you can't kill that Spirit Bear without your damage dealer, which is Hao and Prophet. Like, you had just Enchantress, Rubik, and Nyx. You're not going to be able to kill that Spirit Bear, even.
They do force the team back, though. Super TP's out, but this is fine for Vici. They'll farm the Ancients. They can go heal up if they need to, complete the MKB on the Lone Druid, and then look to go again. And he's almost got the MKB as well.
They still have a good 3.5 minutes left on the Aegis, so there's no big rush for them to push right now.
Yeah, tier 2 down. Next time it'll be a tier 3 if they don't mount a serious defense.
Yeah.
Basher on Alk. He's going Abyssal Blade now, and Super is getting beastly.
Yeah.
Thing is, Alk can just go in on Luna and maybe not solo her, but just keep her out of the fight for a very long time. They could go double Basher as well and really shut this Luna down.
Luna's evasion will help a little bit, but I think we'll see Syla. I think he's just 500 away from an MKB, and then that changes very quickly. Yeah, he's got MKB coming in 500. 300 now.
Well, guys, if you're just joining us, it's game 2 of a best of 5. Vici, 2 wins away from a trip to Los Angeles. Newbee are 3, but With a loss here, Newbee would be up against it and on match point for the remainder of the series. Here comes the push. Up the high ground they go. Rubik, he's stolen something here. Just a chemical rage to start things off. There's no glyph available though, and the tower begins to melt. Supercharges in, gets off the stun on Sangsheng. Then the blink lasso. They've isolated the Luna. The Witch Doctor ult comes a flying. Easy kills. Easy life.
It's just GG. Luna bought everything for that fight. Had bought even a Morbid Mask and just has no way to defend now. Rubik will buy back, but without Luna, you're losing Raxus here. Xiaowei could go for the counter push at top lane. Has got his Necros there and will get a tier 3 tower, but
they can go 2-3 lanes of Rax here. Well, only 2, because there's a tier 2 top.
Yep, but it looks like it's exactly what Sylar's going to do. Swings himself towards the bottom tier 3 tower. Newbee, they're going to TP Xiaowei top. He is going for the counter Raxus, and with Glyph up, this may be tricky to do. I think Super can just TP back. It's going to be Batrider TPing home. They've got Glyph if they need it, and double Raxus, and I don't think they lose this melee Rax top at all.
There's a Hex on RTK, but top lane, the dives are in. Moo, he'll drop, looking for Banana as well. The bear's fallen, it's quickly resummoned by Sylar, and the chase is on, and GG, Newbee get thwomped again. Vici, one win away from a trip to Los Angeles, where they fight for over $110,000.
Wow, what a game too. Vici Gaming, they just came out fucking fighting here. This was just such a solid performance from these guys, and I gotta say, it's really amazing to see Vici Gaming just play this well. Newbee going to be going into Game 3 down 2-0 here in a best of 5. It is a best of 5. That's a good news for Newbee, and we've seen Vici Gaming so many times struggle to go across the finish line. Like, they will take these, they'll get ahead in the series, but then somehow it goes the distance. So by no means do I think Vici Gaming will get an easy 3-0 sweep, but it's something in the cards right now for Vici Gaming.
Well, that delicious shitty wizard looking pretty good right now. I'd love to add that one to my collection, gods.
Your collection that you don't even get to use. No, we'll see. We'll see. We've still got at least one more game, LD. I'm thinking we got 2 or 3 more left in it. So I hope it's going to be 2 or 3 more, because it's a best of 5. It's our grand finals. We've had so many good series so far. I don't want to end with a 3-0, but
it would be a bit of a shame. Like, let's see if Newbee has some. Last time they 2-0'd Vici. And yeah. I don't feel like Vici's playing that much better than they were last time. It's just Newbee seemed flat. No. Some very questionable decisions towards the end, but I feel like the big issue was just they didn't get enough done in the laning stage of this game. They were running the Enchantress. Their 5-man wasn't really that scary. Luna went BKB like they wanted to team fight, but there was nothing backing it up. And Longer gets Radiance, Out gets Mech. You're not team fighting that. It's just not going to happen.
I'm not a big fan of the draft this game. Like you say, the Enchantress didn't do much, and they could have just first to pick the Sand King AA. This is what Newbee's been first picking AA all tournament long. They've been picking Sand King first pick all tournament long. I don't know why they didn't just go Sand King AA with their first 2 picks. I get the Nyx is nice against the Batrider, so maybe you go Nyx AA instead, but they should have at least taken the Ancient Apparition for themselves. Like, they gave Vici Gaming AA and Batrider with their first 2 picks. The Enchantress as a starting pick just seemed like a really poor choice.
If you give Bat away, you have to get a good trade, and the trade they got, they could have gotten with banning Bat. So if they really wanted Enchantress Rubik, then they could have just banned Bat and gone for those.
I agree.
Well, with that being said, guys, Game 2 is now in the books. I'm LD, he's Gods, you're watching The Summit, Asia, powered by Twitch. We will be back for what could be our last game of the Grand Finals. Hopefully not, though. But Vici Gaming looking strong, leading Newbee 2-0. Game 3 coming up next. Stay tuned.